Okay, let's dive right into this incredibly eerie transmission uploaded by the YouTube creator Mr. Friend. This explainer is all about a piece of micro-storytelling that manages to say so much and, honestly, convey just an immense sense of dread with only a handful of carefully chosen words. We're going to decode the narrative hidden inside this ultra-short broadcast and really unpack how it builds this massive, terrifying universe right before our eyes. So, let's break down exactly how this cryptic alert functions, layer by layer. Right from the very first sentence, this broadcast just throws us into a cold, mechanical emergency alert tone. There's no gentle intro, no comfortable context to ease us in. We are dropped smack in the middle of an active, automated monitoring system that has just registered something catastrophic. There's absolutely zero human emotion here, just a machine coldly reporting a sudden shift in planetary data. And it's a brilliant way to build immediate, high-stakes tension, because we all recognize that tone, right? We know that when automated systems start throwing around words like spikes, something has gone terribly, terribly wrong. So, moving into part 1, the planetary anomaly. Let's analyze this thermal spike. The broadcast kicks off with a strictly clinical, automated observation of a massive geological event. We're not talking about a localized weather event or, a minor tremor on the crust. A core thermal spike is a sudden, intense detection of heat coming from the very center of a planet. By grounding the start of this transmission in what sounds like legitimate, measurable geology, it makes the scale of the impending disaster almost unfathomably huge. Just think about the staggering amount of energy required to spike a planet's core temperature. That is the terrifying baseline we're starting from here. Now for part 2, the system warning, and this chilling command to wait. We instantly pivot from just observing data to issuing a direct command. We get this isolated, really unsettling instruction to simply wait, forcing this terrifying pause as the system braces for whatever comes next. Think about the psychological impact of just those 2 words. Usually, an automated emergency system tells you to evacuate, right? Or take shelter, or initiate some kind of safety protocol. But here, it just says stand by. It completely strips away any illusion of human agency or control. You are entirely powerless. The system knows that whatever is causing that immense core thermal spike is so absolute, so totally unavoidable, that literally the only thing left for anyone to do is just stand there and wait for the impact. This rapid micro-timeline brilliantly maps out the inevitable ticking clock implied by those 10 total words in the source material. We go from point 1, the spike being detected, immediately to point 2, the command to stand by, hurtling straight toward point 3. There is absolutely zero time to process the data, let alone mount any kind of response. It really represents the utter helplessness of the situation. The momentum of this event is unstoppable, and the extreme brevity of the transmission perfectly mirrors the complete lack of time anyone would have to react to a planetary-scale event of this magnitude. Which brings us to part 3, the awakening. What happens when planets actually wake up? Finally, we hit the climax of the source material, exploring the truly horrifying implications of that final broadcasted word. The crucial takeaway here is the terrifying shift from cold, dead data to cosmic, biological consciousness. On one hand, you have the mechanical trigger, right? Core thermal spike detected. It sounds like physics. It sounds like dead rock just acting like dead rock. But on the other hand, we have the biological result, given to us by the title of Mr. Friend's original upload. All the planets woke up. Suddenly, the entire context of that heat spike changes. We're forced to realize that the anomaly wasn't a geological event at all. It was biological. The planet isn't just a sphere of minerals, it's a dormant organism. And that immense thermal spike? That was simply the heat of its metabolism firing up as it ends its slumber. And that brings us to the devastating, absolute final message. The creator, Mr. Friend, fuses that clinical alert with a deep, anthropomorphic dread in this final, inescapable warning. Stand by for awakening. It is the ultimate juxtaposition. You have this calm, automated computer system delivering a reality-shattering, apocalyptic truth. The system isn't warning us about an incoming natural disaster. It is calmly reporting that the very entity we live on is opening its eyes. The real horror here comes from the realization that we aren't the main characters of our universe. We are just microscopic organisms living on the skin of something unimaginably vast. So I want to leave you to ponder the ultimate cosmic horror hidden in this micro-broadcast. What exactly does a planetary awakening entail? If the ground beneath our feet suddenly becomes conscious, what happens to us? Does a waking planet just shake us off like dust? Does it stretch? Does it start communicating with the other planets waking up alongside it? It's a chilling concept that completely reframes our existence, all delivered in just 2 sentences. Thank you for diving into this explainer with me, and honestly, the next time you feel a tremor in the earth, well, you might just find yourself wondering if something beneath you is starting to wake up.